like many of you, we've just gone out and seen Star Wars The Force Awakens, the brand new Star Wars film following on from Return of the Jedi. Now, after the prequels... despite the prequels, there was still great hope for this film.
Almost, you could say, a new hope. Yes, there was a lot of expectation and hype around this movie, especially for what was, I guess, disappointing prequels.
I think there would be very few people who said that the prequels were better than the originals, or lived up to the originals. Yeah. So going in, J.J. Abrams has a big job. He needs to introduce the sort of world 30 years after Return of the Jedi. Mm-hmm. He needs to introduce us new characters. Mm-hmm. He needs to see and return to the old characters that we know and love. He also needs to set up a new franchise.
Yep.
Because let's be honest, this is Disney. They've already said they want to do a film a year.
And I think I'd say that he's done 3 of those 4 well. Like, the new characters, pretty well done. They felt, I guess, kind of similar to some of the older characters, but also having a little bit of their own identity. They brought back old characters, which many people loved. There was the nice humour between Han and Chewbacca that brought back.
Well, I mean, I think if we talk about it sort of a broader sense, the world is changed from after Return of the Jedi. There is a Republic that's barely mentioned, but it still retains that sort of good guy, bad guy. There's the rebellion led by Leia, and then there is the First Order, which is the bad guys, with the mysterious Kylo Ren.
Yep. And they're almost, I'd say, very... it brought a lot of imagery to, I guess, almost like a Nazi kind of...
Yeah, I mean, some of that was more on the nose, where they even have, like, the red banners, and the soldiers do that. I was like, we get it.
We get it.
But so... We're going to talk a little bit more in depth, so this is going to be spoiler territory now. So if you haven't seen it yet, maybe just...
Just go to the end or something. We'll have like a bar here saying spoilers ends or something.
So basically, this follows a lot of the beats from A New Hope.
A lot of the beats from The New Hope. That's a very nice way to put it. I'd say it follows all of the beats of The New Hope. As in, this is a remaster of A New Hope.
I mean, you have Rey, who's the female scavenger, and you have Finn, who is the stormtrooper, who are playing the sort of Luke role, where they're the sort of fish out of water. They're the people learn their place in the universe. You have a Darth Vader-like character in reverse. Yep. Because rather than sort of a bad guy trying to be redeemed, redeeming himself for his family, for the light, it's someone who is trying to fight their family and the light to be good, who is... it's not even really a spoiler, who is... Kylo Ren is like Han Solo's kid. Yeah, like, it's like first 2 minutes they tell you that.
It's one of those that's like, is this supposed to be the spoiler? And if it is, it's not that much of a spoiler, because it was either going to be one of 2 characters. It was going to be Luke Skywalker.
Or it's going to be Han and Leia's kids, I mean... There's a lot of other... There's basically a new Death Star. There's even with a trench run.
Oh, the trench.
There's a lot of similarities. I mean, and the main thing that they have is, rather than having Obi-Wan... Obi-Wan is now Han Solo. Han Solo is the father figure overlooking them, and naturally he suffers the same fate. But
that was actually... I was surprisingly... Like, it was surprisingly well done. Like, that scene, I knew it was going to happen. It was pretty obvious that was going to happen in the end, but... I guess it was acted well. I
mean, there's good actors involved. I think all the characters were pretty well rounded in terms of the main characters. I think you had the humor between Chewbacca, Han, some between the new droid BB-88 was pretty cool. Yeah. Rey is kick-ass, and I can make a prediction now. People will be cosplaying her for fucking ever.
Yeah, and I thought she was almost like a feminist role in her style. Like, she was...
Yeah,
that's not a bad thing. I'm like...
No, of course it isn't. But I mean, I think it's just a thing of like... Yeah, it's a kick-ass female role. Yeah. It's a kick-ass role in general.
Yeah.
And I think I'm excited for the next one, which is done by Rian Johnson, who did Looper, Brick, and Brothers Bloom. What do you think's gonna be in store for the next one?
Okay, what I'm predicting. Okay, Rey is either A, Leia and Han's child, or Luke's and this mysterious person should have been Mara Jade's child, but it's not. Yeah, she's not there. She's
we get
dead.
it. You like the extended universe.
Yeah. 2, Ben. That was also stolen from the extended universe, but it was also Ben Skywalker. Like, oh, Ben.
But also that gives people in mind that Obi-Wan Kenobi, so you know that in that point.
Yeah.
This is definitely a parallel because you want it to be like the original trilogy because you love the original trilogy. Blah, blah, blah.
And on that mention, 3, Episode 8 is going to be Episode 5.
So it's going to be exactly the same as Empire, which is good. Empire was great. I'm predicting that this film will make $1 billion and that Disney will keep making films every single year for the next 12 years.
12?
12 years is what I'm thinking. And then they might take a little bit of a break. Because we've got the next episode 8 scheduled for 2017. We've got Rogue One scheduled for next year. We've got I think there's like a Boba Fett or a Han Solo film.
One of those two.
There's the third one in the trilogy, and then they're gonna go on and on and on.
Yeah, because that'll be that. Like what I really wanted, which I think most disappointed about. I just wanted an original story. Like, that was the most thing. I know that they wanted to bring back a lot of the elements of the, I guess, non-prequels.
I think I get it. You're still disappointed that Kylo Ren was not Jar Jar Binks.
Wait, no, don't start me on that. Don't start me on that. Like, that theory, okay. I know, I just can't be bothered. I really just can't be bothered. Let's just end it here, please.